So beginning our day. Yesterday we had our Upasika day, and one of the points of reflection that I talked a little bit about was the contemplation of feeling, and say as a satipatthana, and of course the feeling in terms of Vedana, Sukha Vedana, Dukkha Vedana, Dukkhama Sukha Vedana, so pleasant feeling, unpleasant feeling, neither pleasant nor unpleasant. These three basic kinds of feeling. But in the Satipatthana, the Buddha refines it a little bit, and in the sense that one pays attention to feeling, but then also paying attention to the. Of course, one is paying attention to it's rising, it's ceasing. But paying attention to the quality in terms of worldly or unworldly, because it's there's we can have a pleasant feeling and pursue it, but it's worldly and is entangling, but we can have and unworldly is more in terms of more inclining to the transcendent. It's not transcendent per se, but it's sort of inclining to the transcendent, or inclining to a disentanglement with the world. So, which also similarly that we can have pleasant feeling. That is, not all pleasant feeling is problematic. In the same way that all unpleasant feeling, it isn't as if it's, because normally our conditioned response or our natural response to unpleasant feeling is try to get away, aversion, fear. And but there are unpleasant feelings that are associated with the unworldly, with a spirit, have a spiritual element to it. Say dukkha leading to the end of dukkha. So it's not. You have to be careful not to be taking things just on surface value, or say the neutral. So often what neutral feeling leads to is just, classically, the Buddha tends to lead to states of delusion. It's we're not attentive, we're not really alert. It's neutral, so we don't take that big of an interest. And so that it drifts into more delusion in terms of either lack of clarity, lack of mindfulness, lack of definition, or just drifting into confusion or doubt. So that paying attention to the quality in terms of worldly, unworldly, and it's interesting because the term that the Buddha uses for worldly and unworldly is, say, worldly is samisa, and unworldly is niramisa. And samisa is it's like literally meat. So that, but it's more like it's also like bait, like the meat you put on the end of a hook, or the meat you put into a trap to attract an animal. The bait you put into the mouse trap to try to get that mouse out of your kuti. And you can buy a Giri mice like peanut butter. So it's bait. So and that's the kind of the worldly hook, the worldly the thing that catches us. So feeling is that immediate kind of hook that we bite into, and it catches us, it pulls us along, drags us. So and it's something quite fundamental to our experience. It's not there is a feeling associated with every mental state, every thought that we have, but to be able to bring some attention to it, so that one isn't just latching on to the bait, taking the bait, grabbing the hook, and Ajahn Chah said, human beings aren't like fish will you catch a fish by throwing out a hook with some bait on it, and he said, and the fish will grab that hook and get caught. And he said, but human beings aren't even like fish. He said the fish, they just get the hook caught in their mouth. He says human beings are more like frogs. They gulp that whole thing down, right down to their stomach, and they're really caught. And so just part of practice is that reflecting, investigating, so that we're not entangled in that the worldly bait.